Hey guys, welcome back to the Gauntlet, where we talk about everything esports news. I'm your host, Nova Burst, your favorite host, of course, and we have Captain Zeus and JT, and we're going to be talking about Blast Premier. Everyone loves CS:GO, so we're going to jump right into it. Actually, we had the European finals. So for the, I guess you can call semifinals, right? We can call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah. FaZe Clan versus Vitality. We had Vitality winning against FaZe Clan. How do we feel about that one, guys?
So glad they lost. Oh, I'm so glad they lost. Vitality, you're my new favorite team. I was going to say it in the middle of the tournament because I was watching a lot of your matches coincidentally, but I didn't want to jinx you guys because I know how my luck is. But you know what? It was a good match against FaZe. I don't like FaZe at all, so I'm glad they lost. Vitality, that was good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I got some stuff to say.
Okay.
So, particularly about FaZe Clan. Don't like the organization, right?
Nope.
No one does.
No one does.
FaZe, please don't lose your roster online tournaments because of online tournament results. Because you have a much better land team. So just
If we ever go to land again.
we'll just weather it until we make it back because I want to see this roster on land again. I don't know. What a disappointment. I don't know.
So what I'm
can't believe
picking
they
up
lost.
is, yay, FaZe Clan lost, and yay for Vitality.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah.
I mean, I picked FaZe to win, but God, they make some
Yes,
really
I
bad
remember
decisions
that. I remember
online.
that.
I just so happen to pick two teams that are terrible online. So,
That's just your luck, I guess.
no, I do it to myself.
You do it to yourself.
What'd you think of the finals?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
So let me lay it down for you real quick.
Spit.
Finals, we had Complexity versus Vitality. And even though Vitality fought so hard against FaZe Clan to get to the finals, unfortunately, they did lose to Complexity. So, guys, thoughts? Opinions?
Let me go on this one first.
Go ahead.
So, what a disappointment. Okay, gosh, what a tease. So we start this match off, right? Everyone's hyped, and they win it. Vitality wins this matchup 2-16 in a finals. I thought it was over. I was like, oh, this is it.
That's it.
I
Man.
was like, what is happening? No
You're
finals.
having a stroke.
Shut out like that. Dude, that means they didn't win on eco rounds. They didn't even get an eco round. Like, what is happening? That was amazing. And then they brought it back later on with the Mirage and Nuke winning those two. But Complexity, come on, guys. How are you going to go 2-16? It's just weak.
Honestly,
I was actually
go.
surprised. I am sorry, Mr. Captain Zeus. But I just want to throw this in. You would imagine Vitality, because this is in the same day, that they would be
Same day.
warmed up going
Mhm.
against FaZe Clan.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then be coming into the finals like, okay, we already have pressure on us. We basically cleaned up house against FaZe Clan.
Mhm.
So we should be good, warmed up. And I mean, we stalled it in the beginning, but then just blew out the water. So, but yes, Captain Zeus, please.
Yeah, Mirage, they
Apologies.
did not do good. That was not a good showing of them. They tried to bring it back in Nuke, which I think we all can agree, Nuke is not a good map to play on. It's
Garbage.
It
I
is
hate
a-
watching that match.
when I first started watching CS:GO back in the day, as in like a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Nuke was an interesting map, to say the least. It's very small, lots of corners. Now watching it, I feel bad. I feel bad for the players because it's either going to be a super slow game down to the last second because no one's moving, or it's literally over in like 5 seconds because everyone knows each other's strats at this point because it's such a small map. There's only so much you can do, you know. They brought it the distance. It was close. I was really hoping Vitality wouldn't choke this one because I was actually rooting for you guys. Man, it was, oh god.
Well, that's one of the benefits of having Mirage. So sure, it's just set up like any other CS:GO map, but there are so many different angles to flash and smoke and take point. Also, rotations are slower, so like you have to commit more. So you can't just like run up and down. Like if you get control of like ladders on Nuke, or if you're just rotating top to bottom, it's so difficult to hold. In fact, most teams don't even hold B bomb site. They just hold A and then rotate down on top.
Yeah,
that's like what majority of the teams are doing now. They might put one person down there, which God, just Nuke to me is a garbage map.
You just need to get rid of it altogether.
I bring back Cobblestone. That's what I'm saying.
You
don't
are.
know what that map is, but
I
that's
don't.
a great map.
You are all about it.
Cobblestone is such a fun map to watch. I'll send you a video clips of why Cobblestone. It just creates some of the most chaotic moments in CS:GO. Yeah, Vertigo I don't really have an opinion on. I've seen, I don't know, maybe 100, 200 games on it so far. I still have zero opinion on it. It seems like a weird map.
It is a weird map, especially with that like outside whip that they do where they throw each other out. It's a nice little trick shot, but it's like a 50-50 on how it works. When it doesn't work, it's kind of embarrassing.
The thing about Vertigo is I think it just turns into you just have to commit to a site, right? You just have to throw the proper smokes and then take the site. So good job from Complexity. I mean, I don't know if I was on that team and I just got literally slammed the first round. I don't know if I would have been able to bring it back. So good job from the coaching staff. Good job from the players. Yeah, it's not like Vitality played poorly either.
No, it was good.
Lost.
Complexity just brought it back, and Vitality just couldn't clutch it in the end, which is unfortunate. But they definitely made it an interesting series, that's for sure.
So one footnote before we go over to NA, G2 and NIP, maybe you could do some stuff with your roster, but G2, please don't do anything to your roster. I get like you're losing right now and not making finals. That roster is so sweet. Please just don't.
G2 does have a good roster.
Man, they have such a good roster. Please don't disband and get new players.
Ninjas had a pretty good run too. I was surprised that they were, getting pretty decent on there. I was rooting for them. I'm like, you know what? Maybe y'all don't do so bad. Maybe you guys get to day like 6 or 7 maybe. And I mean, they didn't. It was unfortunate, but they put up a good fight.
Well, just so you know, everyone gets to relax while Astralis is off on vacations.
Right. Oh,
legitimately. Yeah. We didn't cover that last time.
No, we didn't.
But just for anyone who hasn't heard, Astralis's shot caller and in-game leader has decided to take a 3-month break, maybe a little longer. He is coming back, but he's burnt out, which if you play as many games as Astralis does, problematic. Same with their coaching staff. Apparently they're all burned out too. So just a footnote because we didn't mention it last time.
True that.
And no one's winning when they're back. So.
Oh, man.
So if we're done with the Europeans, let's just run into the American finals. We had Evil Geniuses versus MIBR. And I was rooting for MIBR, with Fallen being such a great leader on that team. And them, you would just think when you come into a championship environment that, he should have that under wraps. But unfortunately, they got their house to clean out. Evil Geniuses just came in.
Okay.
And yeah, they showed up to play. So I see Captain Zeus already hyped up.
Oh man.
So
I just want to say real quick, EG, to point out, has beaten every one of the American teams in the finals here. They did get knocked out, to the loser bracket and won every match. Went from the losers all the way up. And it was...
Oh my God.
Yeah, he was frozen. It was glorious.
Sorry.
They beat Liquid, which, holy cow, that's amazing. That they were arguably the best team in NA. They might need to have take a look at some things. EG lost against MIBR and had to fight against Furia, which was a great, they're another great North American team, probably the second best Brazilian team. There's only two, so and came back and beat MIBR in a very good series. Both of these matches were close. They were really good, especially map 2 into overtime. Holy cow. Breeze with the shot at the end, throwing the Molotov and doing a little quick scope there. Literally, I was on the edge of my seat, leaning over, and I'm just like, once I almost flipped my whole desk, dude. I almost flipped my whole desk. It was exhilarating because I'm like, they could literally lose this, and we would have to go to a map 3. Which, I mean, that'd be still interesting and still entertaining. But I was really hoping they were going to win 2-0. And, I'm so glad they did. Ah, man. EG, I'm so proud of you guys. Good job, guys. Good job, Stan, Breezy, Cirque. Good job, all of you guys. And Tarek and Ethan. I mean, we can't forget about you guys.
By the way, sorry, the platform we are choosing to record on decided to just randomly close on me. So,
again,
that's what happened. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Freaking Zoom.
I might need to update. Who knows? Anyways, we're talking about finals, right?
Yeah, NA,
EG.
So good, finally, EG. You did something with that roster everyone is always talking about is so good. I still don't, I think it's a little overrated. I think they need some pieces. Okay, you gave me that look. They can go play EU teams and get like womped on. So, no, the EU teams are so much better. But EG has so much, like, they just have all the pieces to be a great team.
Mm-hmm.
And they just haven't done it yet. So, I don't know, maybe this is a stepping stone for them. MIBR, good work getting to the finals. I didn't know much about them coming in. I just don't watch their games. So, I mean, let's be honest. The team I want to talk about is Team Liquid.
Oh, the ones that lost to EG, right?
Correct.
Okay, real quick, before you go to that, I just want to mention on MIBR, Taco had like the most kills out of both teams.
Oh yeah, he was going off.
He literally went off. He was basically carrying MIBR in map 2.
He really was.
He was. Even Fallen tried to do something, but he was getting shut down. Taco literally had the best game of his career right there.
So, you know what? I'll go back to the finals. So, great matchup. Fun to watch all the way through. I don't like watching online tournaments because I feel like the op player is in such a bad spot because any latency is a huge deal for them.
Get screwed, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Fallen, I don't even feel bad for him. Or I feel really bad for him because
I don't feel bad.
he's such a good player and it's so difficult. You saw that with Kenny S on G2.
Mm-hmm.
He was having really difficult time positioning and getting kills, which is very rare for him. So, I don't know. I think this would have been a extended series if they were playing on LAN. So,
if it was on LAN, it would have been different.
I agree. I also think Team Liquid would have gone farther. So, speaking of Team Liquid.
There you go. Good transition.
So, I have a very wild opinion.
Oh.
Okay? So,
boy.
I think
Oh,
Team
very
Liquid's
wild.
best player is Stewie 2K, right?
This is more fact, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we're all with me. Team Liquid is a good team. They're in the top 10. They could possibly win a major. It would just be really unlikely for them to. The only way I can possibly see them winning a major is by getting rid of Stewie 2K. And not getting rid of, I think he should go to another team. Yeah, you heard me right.
Did I hear that right?
Some audio issues.
Are we having some audio issues?
Let me get this point across. All right.
Adjusting my volume real quick.
So Stewie 2K is the leader and supposedly the top fragger. Okay, he's supposed to fill both of those roles. So Team Liquid seems to just put all their weight on him And if they're losing, it's like the Stewie 2K has to clutch show. So just separate him, get a top fragger and a shot caller. So get rid of someone else and separate those positions like every other team does. So the shot caller doesn't have to focus on carrying the game. He can bring the rest of the team up. And I just don't think Stewie 2K, I think he is a decent shot caller. I think he's an excellent fragger. But man, I just don't see it how you can put both of them. I just don't think this team's working. They're good enough to be, in the finals. I don't think they're good enough to win finals. Also, they need a new coach. I know. Shocker.
Liquid is they're a good team. Like I said earlier, they were arguably like the best team in NA. Stewie 2K is a great player. I've seen it time and time again, especially when he goes off. And I've also seen where whenever they go against a team, this even happened with EG. Once they shut down Stewie, the entire team just collapsed. Every now and then, maybe they'll actually do some good teamwork and be unified and pull something through. But all they have to do is shut down Stewie, and that's it. Which, I mean, pros and cons. Stewie's such a great player that if you shut him down, it's going to have a lasting effect. But your team should be able to survive on its own without one player, Like, especially in situations, say it's a 2v4, 2v3, or whatever, you have to be able to clutch those moments, especially when you're in the finals and you're trying to make it to the grand finals. That's a situation where you can't put all the responsibility on one person. I mean, as a coach, you should be able to at least disperse some of that. I mean, you have 5 players, They all have to be able to share the burden of winning equally.
But see, this is right.
Yeah.
So Stewie 2K, I think if you take away his in-game leadership role, I think that offends him, right? Because he's good at it. I mean, he's not great at it, but he's good at it.
He's good at it, yeah.
And he's a good fragger. So if you were like, I'm demoting you, basically that's what you're saying. I'm demoting you. I just want you to be the fragger. We're going to get an in-game leader. Like, I don't know how that works for his ego. So I think I don't think it's Stewie 2K's fault.
I mean, it's not.
I just think this is not the right team for him.
It's because he has so much responsibility on him. Like I agree with you. Like, it's a lot to put on one guy. Like, when you have one star player like that, I mean, you should at least have 1 or 2 people that could, at least do something.
Or if Stewie 2K's okay with backing off and it's not going to hurt his ego,
then get a shot caller.
Get a shot caller.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult. Like, you can get one. Really, the best way, they need an open fragger too. A lot of the times they lose is when they're like, they need to take a site and they need that open fragger to go in, call out positions and get a kill. They're missing that. That only happens I don't know, maybe 25% of the time. And it's so sad because they're such a good roster.
Real quick, speaking of coaching, I'm just going to drop this back to EG. I'm glad that they picked up Zeus because and when I was watching the finals, you can see the charismatic and the hypeness around him. Like, he really brings to the team confidence, positivity, excitement, which is good. You need to have that whenever you're playing because a lot of the players themselves are standoffish, sheltered, kind of quiet. And when you take an L, whether it's a map, a series, or, just a game, just one round, you got to be able to bounce back from it, no matter how bad it was. And you hear one of it was during, I believe, I want to say Furia. It was against Furia. When they lost that map to him, Zeus told him, he's like, hey, you've seen what I've come back in worse situations against teams just like this. This is something we can do. Just brush it off. We'll do better in the next round. We got this. We're good. We're better than this. We can do it. And that's the kind of stuff you want to hear from a coach. And it's good. It's good positivity. And we need more coaches like that where they could bring the team together, especially when it's such a stressful situation. And that I wanted to point out, good job, Zeus. You're a good coach.
I appreciate him as a coach. I don't think he's the top echelon of coaches, but I do think he fits a role for that team, especially with that team being so volatile. They need someone to sit there and be like, hey, we're good. Hey, we got a great roster. Let's just keep playing. And I think if they're able to come together, that roster can be really good. But I still have so many question marks in EG. Good win from them.
It's a sign of hope. It's a sign of hope. that they won this, and it's a good stepping stone. And I mean, hopefully we see more of this.
I mean, legitimately though, EG could be a contender for a, I don't know, fourth best team, third best team, and that's going against even EU teams. So, you know, like they have the talent to be one of the best teams. They just need to put all the strategies and calmness and, you know, experience together.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Well, that's fantastic to hear. I love listening to you guys because I have very little input to say because you guys are so awesome when it comes to covering these CSGO matches. So just want to say congratulations, EG. Don't shake your head. Congratulations, Complexity on the European side. And I'm pretty sure that just wraps it up, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
We talked about Liquid. We talked about coaching. So you everyone, you know, got to cover whatever we wanted. So I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Be sure to watch our other CSGO videos. We also do D&D as well, and we also cover Overwatch League if you're also interested in that. And I'm Novaburst. We got Captain Zeus and JT, and we'll catch you next time, guys. See ya.